Hey everybody, welcome back. Another Gravity Ace stream. Happy Saturday, happy good weekend everybody. I did some work on, well, let me just give you a quick update. So I did a new, my brain is leaving me. I did a deployment to Steam last week. First one in a while. Took some time off for Christmas and the holidays and everything, but I'm back in the swing of things again. And we decided, there was a bunch of stuff in it. This was the main thing, but also added some sounds. Can you see that? Am I in the way? Deployed the leaderboard build. Ice sound effects, ice walls, ice asteroids. Tried this in the last stream and it was okay. It was fine, but I'm not ready to switch over to it yet. I'll wait till the full stable version comes out. And decided not to submit to the IGF, which is the submission deadline was February 1st. I'm going to archive all of those. I started some work on hidden areas this week, and I made some progress on it. I've got them functionally working, but there's some visual issues that I don't like. It needs to percolate a little bit. And so today, I'm going to work on some props. We're going to do some art, some drawing. So, I'm going to be kind of quiet. It's hard for me to talk and stream at the same time, or talk and art at the same time. So chime in if you have any questions, get my attention. Let me know if the music's too loud or if I'm not talking loud enough. And I'll just get going. So right now I've got these rocks. Let's see how they look in the game. Got these rock props. Right, so let's see, we can add some rocks like this. Right. Cool. And the ship can fly through them. They're just background props. Add a little character, a little atmosphere, and there's plants too, these space grass. Which is fun. So the problem, not a problem, but these were designed to work with these red rocks, and now I've got these blue cave walls, and they kind of work. They're okay, but I'm thinking of this as a different biome. Right, these are icy caves, and icy caves deserve at least rocks with snow and ice on them, and plants, some kind of icy plants. So I'm going to work on some rocks today, and I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go, so I'm going to do a little experimenting, and we'll just see where it goes. So one thing I could do is first of all save this. Save as ice rock. It can just be a PNG because it's not animated in any way, but let me start it this way anyway. Because I might do some animation on it, we'll see. So now one thing that would be obvious to do would just be change some of these, right? Be kind of boring. One thing I want to do is come up with a palette for these. The ice rocks, or the old rocks and the old plants, all the background props in the existing current biome just have the red, this gray, and this darker blue. And that's fine. It works for those. But I've got, I don't know, I might, God, what is wrong with this thing? There we go. I might stick with those tones, or I might go add in something like this blue. Something like that. Maybe I changed the palette a little bit for these props. I don't know. I mean, that's obviously not enough, but I think that's a good accent color. What's the old accent color? It's this dark red. So maybe it would be better to do a darker blue for the accent color. I don't know. So I could take, let's start a new layer. I could take this stuff and be like, how come you're not painting? Do something like this. I don't know. Hey, Verbal Shadow, how's it going? It's going good for me. Yeah, some kind of ice asteroid, I think. I mean, some kind of rock prop, right? Like, oh shoot, why'd I close that? Like these old props that I have in the game currently. Right, like these background rocks. But for these, something to replace it here. And I don't know, I'm just playing around, seeing what works. I was thinking maybe something like this could work. Problem with this, I think, is it starts to get a little too colorful and it won't look like a background object anymore. It'll look more like a foreground object. And I don't want people thinking they can crash into these things. But I don't know. I think, let me just pop this in the game real quick and then we'll see. And then we'll see. Then we'll know. I'm being very rough and loose right now. Just trying to get something down quickly so I can evaluate it. That's actually not too bad. Let me see. Maybe this. Nope. those. Yeah, too many bright colors is going to be too much. I don't know. I kind of painted myself in a corner a little bit because I've been slavishly, maybe foolishly, tying myself to this particular palette. And I don't know. My hope was, when I started, that the limitations would help me. And I think, by and large, that's been true. But sometimes, I kind of wish I didn't have the limitations. Alright, let's export this. Let's change it to a right size. Dude, this is a weird size. Right? Is that 128 plus 16? Yeah. Let's do that. Export that as an ice rock. All right. A little bit of code. A little bit of code time. Just like everything else, I have all my props in a folder together. And this one, let's just copy this guy, save it as a ice rock, change it to ice rock, change the script to ice rock. And change the sprite to ice rock and call it prop ice rock. And in the editor, I need to add the ice rock. This will get the placeholder icon for now. And it's going to go on ice rock. Alright, so this allows my editor to create an icon for it in the editor and then be able to place it in the game. I do have some purples. Verbal, I do. A couple. And some dark blues. That might work. Alright, so there's my ice rock. And there it is. And yeah, I can tell you already I don't like it. It's not terrible. Kind of gives you the right feeling. Let's fly through it and see how it feels. Yeah, I think those colors just make it feel like it's too much in the foreground. This other stuff, it's so dark and it blends into the background better. Right, this stuff's kind of in the black background. Feels more like it's in the background. Oof. Maybe it's just my training, though, playing the game. Maybe I'm just used to it. No. It feels to me like that's more in the background than these. Like it matches the colors of the ship, actually. You blend in. Yeah, that's no good. I need something different. Alright, take two. Oh, why didn't that blow up? There we go. Ooh, wham. That looks not bad. It looks not bad, but yeah. It's just the ship blends into it, and then it feels like they're not really in the background. I don't know if those are problems per se. Let's try something else. All right. Let's copy this. So there's my backup. Let's try something else. Maybe. Maybe. I'm thinking, I'm going to try something different though. I'm going to try a little ice crystal thing and see how that gets along. I'm just not liking the shape. Let's see. Maybe. Do like this kind of spiky thing. Let's see what we can do with this. Thank you. Oh, man. I need a better setup for this drawing tablet. I've got a... It's ridiculous. Let me show you. So, right, there's my keyboard. I've got my drawing tablet in front of it, and I've got it propped up on this chunk of wood with some like round feet on the bottom. Right? So that it can kind of angle up, and the cord, and then the cord goes over my keyboard. But it's very wobbly sometimes. I think I need to, I don't know. I need to make something better. Let's go back to this and actually let's go to this and reshape some of this stuff. You think so, huh? Dark green. Maybe. Maybe. Not sure where to put it. Maybe. I'll see. I'll see. I don't know. Having trouble with it. Maybe. We'll see. I need to do a new layer. I'm worried about this one. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how it looks. The background is too dark. I picked the wrong background color. That's not bad though. I kind of like that. It's kind of a neat, like, I don't know, like it's almost like, it looks crystally, but almost organic. I might have accidentally stumbled upon a look I like, actually. You can see the shadow of it, right? The darker area. When it's over parts of the nebula, the bright parts of the nebula. When it's over the dark parts, it kind of disappears. It's kind of cool. I wonder if I could do a shader on these where I take part of the image, like the dark bit there, and actually do something kind of magical to it. Maybe like a distortion, something that looks like a thick glass, like an index of refraction kind of thing going on. Let's try that. Let's see. Where's my test scene? Do I not have... Okay, let's get rid of you. One of these. So much junk in this test scene. See, that's how I can test my shaders, though. How come I can't see my ice rock? What the heck is all this stuff? Like that one. There we go. All right. Maybe? Why are they covering those? Do all right. New material, new shader. I'm going to save this as... Save this as... transparent ice. Oh no. Save that as... Save that as transparent ice shader. And this I save as transparent ice resource material. That. All right. And this can now load that material. There. How come you're not loading it? does that mean? Maybe because there's an error. Does it have the material? Oh, it's on this. Oh, I'm such a doofus. I was looking at the wrong place. There it is. All right. How do I do this? Let's see. I think first I need to do a color equals texture screen texture screen UV. And then I can say (24, 20, 37). 24, 20, 37. Let's make that easier. Well, let's leave it. 24, 20, 37. Okay. If bg.r is that, and I know there's ways to do this without doing the if statement, but I just want to get this working. Okay, so that should do nothing. Then C equals bg.c. No, dot. Yeah, so that works, right? That makes it transparent fully. That's weird. Is that doing what I expected it to do? Oh, if C. There we go. That's what I expected it to do. Okay. So it made the dark gray parts of this transparent to the background, right? But I don't want it to be fully transparent. I want it to be like distorted in some way. I don't know what the formula is for that. Hey Slacks, you're just in time for the boring math portion of the program. I'm trying to write a shader that takes this transparent, or this dark area here, this dark gray stuff, and make it kind of warp the background so it looks like glass. And I've got it transparent. Right. But I think we can do better. Right? It's transparent, right? So, some formula needs to go in here. Maybe times... Oh, I know. How about that? Times C dot A. C dot RGB. See, this was something. See, I think we can do better. So this takes the UV of the background, multiplies it by 2, and it subtracts 1 from it. So this screen UV goes from 0 to 1, then it goes from 0 to 2, then it goes from -1 to +1, which is weird. That doesn't make any sense. But see, it's kind of the idea, right? It's doing some kind of distortion, right? It's like shifting the background and changing its size. So that's part of the formula here. Maybe that minus is wrong. But I also want to do more to that UV. Let's do this. Screen UV, and we'll do UV equals that. Right, and then we can do some math on the screen UV. This makes it so it's not fully transparent, right? Reddit. I love Reddit. I go on Reddit every day. So look, as the camera moves, as it moves in the viewport, it changes where that distortion is. Let's see how it looks in the game. Let's see how it looks in the game. The trouble with doing shaders like this is the shaders are all compiled when you run the game and loaded into the graphics card. I think this is how it works. I think they're all loaded into the graphics card when you run the game. So if you make any shader changes, they don't show up in the game until you quit and rerun it again. It's kind of a hassle, but it's fine. So, right, so we're not seeing anything magical here because this background is very uniform in the editor. Oh, actually there was some magic. Look at that. That's the plant. Isn't that cool? That was kind of cool. All Alright, let's see how it looks. Yeah, I mean, that's getting there. Oh, that does an ugly thing. So here's another problem with these screen space shaders, is that they do them all in multiple passes, I think is the thing. So if you have multiple of these screen space shaders overlapping, they do that. They do weird, ugly things. I don't know how to fix that. It's kind of okay. I think if I push this, I could probably come up with something that looks nicer. I don't know. What do you guys think? It doesn't quite have the depth I want, or the... I kind of want it to look more faceted, right? Which means I think I would need to put more variation in here in the color, and then distort it different ways depending on the color. Yeah. Because I want it to be partly like a mirror, but also partly like glass. And if you have it going at different angles to the camera, then something might be going this way in the reflection and this way in the reflection on this other facet, on this other face. Maybe you see how that wall disappeared? That's my hidden areas work so far. So then the wall's gone, and then there can be stuff hidden behind it. It's a work in progress. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, it's not going to take effect. I have to restart. Save this. It's interesting, like you can see the plant behind there. That's troublesome. Those overlapping screen space shaders. I wonder if there's some information about that. Does it? Screen texture built in when first found in a node that it's about to be drawn does a full screen copy to a back buffer. Subsequent nodes that use it in shaders will not have the screen copied for them, because this ends up being inefficient. As a result, in 2D, if shaders that use screen texture overlap, the second one will not use the result of the first one, resulting in unexpected visuals. In 2D, this can be corrected by using the back buffer copy node. Well, I'm not going to do that. Do I just need to add a back buffer copy node here? Thusly? Is it that simple? Alright, Something's wrong with the way I created the prop because it's not saving properly. I'll fix that in a minute. Look at that, it kind of works. Maybe I should put the back buffer copy. Yeah, it looks like I'll need a back buffer copy on my my ship as well. Getting in the weeds now. That should work. That's bugging me. I kind of like that, but yeah, now this is all goofy and weird. I don't like that. That's just looking strange. It's bizarre. And it's looking that way because this shader is doing something that's affecting the UVs for this shader, which is just strange to me. I'm not ready to upgrade to the batching thing yet. That's the next version out, right? 3.2.4. I'm not ready for that yet. Why is that thing not saving properly? Should I have prop ice rock scene? It has... that's why. That's why. So when it saves it as this type of entity, and then it tries to instantiate that type of entity back. Now it'll save it correctly as an ice rock. It was saving it as a rock. Now it's saving it as an ice rock. Now it should work. And my regular rocks should just still be regular rocks. They're not. They're not. Are they using the same script? Oh, I changed the wrong one in the first place. That's rock. Ice rock. Rock. Ice rock. I keep hitting X to delete. I've been using Blender a lot lately. Maybe I should just add that hotkey. What is going on now? That's still weird. It's saving correctly now. Look at that. Trippy, man. This is kind of cool. What a weird accident I made. I don't even know how I did that. Watch over here when I go off to the side of the screen. See what it did? Right there, right there. Look at that. That's weird. Back buffer copy. Weird. Maybe buggy. Alright, I think this is too tricky. It's a little too cute. So, I'm going to try something else. Let's scrap the transparent idea for now. So we will look at our ice rock and remove that shader for now. I still got the material saved, and I still got the shader itself saved, the code. And a nice thing about saving it the way I did is that it's all text. So if you look at, what is all this? Work stuff. If you look at ice rock, ice, oh, I call it transparent. Transparent ice, right? Here's the material, and it just has the shader inside of it. And I've got the shader, right? It's just the code, which is nice. It almost works like, oh, that's interesting. Shader Lab is the language mode. But I could go, do that, HLSL, which is close to. Or I could do C, which is pretty close to. Get some coloring on there. Anyway, that's why I save it as .shader and .tres. Works better with source control. All my stuff is back to normal. It looks nice. I like the engine the way it is. All right. Ice rock. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe I'll make parts of it transparent. I already feel like it's a little too busy. I don't know. Did you guys see there was a post on Reddit on, I don't know, I think it was Reddit Game Dev. And the guy was talking about how he felt like his game looked like trash and other games looked great. And everybody was telling him, you know, don't compare yourself to other games. I think the advice generally was pretty good, you know. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to other people. That's the path to madness. But it's easier said than done. Alright, these areas I'm deleting right here should end up being transparent, which might be cool. Or it might be horrible, we'll see. I'm going to merge these. Not yet. I don't know, man. Maybe. Getting somewhere. I don't know if I like it though. Yeah, see this jitter I'm getting in here? I don't like. Too much fine detail in there. So this, I use the dots kind of dithered look more sparingly, more intentionally, and these look like cratered rocks. This just looks like a mess. This just looks a little messy. I'm not liking that. I need to be more intentional about where I'm putting this stuff. So that's a no-go. And I think I am going to merge these layers. I'm just going to be brave and merge them down. It might be okay. It's a weird shape. Too weird. I don't like that blue. No, those don't feel like they're in the same family. I need to be more of I don't know, like the idea of a crystal instead of an actual realistic crystal. Maybe. This is a little closer. Yeah, I agree. I think the older ones work better too. But these are actually kind of growing on me a little bit, and I think I'm trying to figure out what I like about these. And I think it's that they're more like the older ones, for one. But the shapes are different. Rather than being rounded, they're more spiky. And the highlight color is different. It's this bright blue, and as long as I use it sparingly, I think it's fine. Because you don't get lost. The ship doesn't get lost in it as long as it's kind of spare. Alright, these are I use that red very sparingly, so it didn't blend in with the background too much. So I think I could do something like this. I'm going to go more this direction with the two-color gray and black, but with these blue highlights and then some kind of spikiness instead of roundedness. Yes. So. Take two. So it was kind of like maybe something like this, right? Let's get a good silhouette first of all. Okay, I kind of like that shape. Rock. How come this one's showing on top? Oh, I see. The collision shape's just the wrong shape. Alright, I'll worry about that later. But for the rock, I've got these dark areas and then kind of some shading with the dithering going on to give it some texture. These don't need the texture. They're smooth-ish, but these dark crevices need to be pulled out. So I need to figure out, okay, so the light's kind of coming straight down. So I might have like a dark crevice, something along these lines. He's drawing lines and he said something along these lines. I recently turned on my notifications, my Steam notifications. I don't know if you guys can see those, but I assume you can. I think I'm streaming my whole screen. Yeah, it's not bad, actually. It's not a bad base. And then I could use this color for like some highlights. focus better. Can't get back. I think maybe they're not crystals. They don't look very crystal-like. So let's just try. Adding a little bit of kind of angular rock texture here. Or maybe these are like organic shapes, like some kind of silicon, I don't know, like life form or something organic but hard, something alive but not soft. Hey, Pita Bread. How's it going, buddy? What do you think about these icy rocks? I think I started with icy rocks, and then I thought, well, let's make them crystals. And then I tried drawing crystals some more, but more crystal-like. And now I'm going back to rocks again, but kind of like not round rocks, but angular rocks. I think that's where my hand and my brain want to go. So I'm trying to figure out some rock shapes and shading to make them look, you know, like rocks with a little bit of ice on them. Maybe we're getting there, but these rectangles are a little too regular. I think they're a little too regular. Let's lean into the rocky thing. The rock-like nature of things. Yeah, I'm kind of digging that. I'm digging that. Alright, I think we're getting somewhere. That's actually not bad at all. So one thing you'll notice about these props, maybe you didn't notice, but one thing I do with them is I make them round, right? They work well at any angle, any rotation. So I can overlap them with something, but then I can rotate them like this. And now, you know, these two look completely different, right? Or I can combine them and they look okay. And I can copy and rotate, right? And now I have this gigantic one that all kind of blends together. It looks nice. Right? I do the same thing with the plants, the bushes here. They look good no matter how they're angled. And as you're placing these things, they rotate as well to match the normal of the surface that they're attaching to. So I just you get like variation automatically as it rotates around. And I only had to draw once. I only had to draw one of these. See how it rotates around? Just following that angle. And then, you know, I can rotate them by hand too. If I'm getting too many in a row that look too similar, right? That shape and that shape and that shape. I can just rotate them. Change them up by hand if I want to, right? Manually. Until they look nice. Something weird about this scaling that it's doing. Maybe not weird, but it should be scaling it up 3 times. Right, because it is 640 by 360. 640, and then it scales up to 1920. This should be exactly 3 times bigger, but I'm getting some weird artifacts in there. I'm not seeing the exact nice grid that I have here. Why is that? I would expect it to look more like that. As long as I go by an integer scaling, it should look nice, but I can't get to 300 here. I mean, even those look better. That's like a weird scaling. That's a weird scaling. Pretty close. Maybe that looks better. Let me load this scene, actually. Where's my camera? Do I have a camera in here? Looks okay here. Oh, you know what it could be? It's because I'm placing it on a non-integer coordinate. Let's see. I really should try snapping the props. Yeah. It's like that one looks okay. That one looks okay. Actually, they look okay right here. But this is 1920 by 1080. It's not scaled. This is 1920 by 1080. Everything at... and then it zooms the camera by 3 times. And it looks okay. It's not perfect, but there's a rotation in here as well. Yeah, I didn't take the rotation into account. There's a rotation as well. Let me put one next to it that doesn't have a rotation. And then see how those look. It could just be the rotation. See, this one looks okay, but this one doesn't. And the only difference is the rotation. Yeah, see, this one's perfect. Okay, so it's not anything. It's just the rotation is causing it to screw up. Which you know, that's normal. That's normal to expect. That's normal when you're doing pixel art like this, because pixel art doesn't like to be rotated. That's fine. I'm willing to live with it. Hey, Game Dev Unknown. Welcome back. Long time, yeah. How you doing? Oh, God. I'm sorry. I promised myself to quit asking that question. I know exactly how everybody's doing. Everybody's like stuck in their house. And, well, if you're in the US, you are. Maybe you're not from the United States and you're someplace where there's no lockdown and you're not spending every weekend inside your home and every day is the same as every other day. Hey, Frozen Well. It's funny, I was talking to some coworkers the other day, Monday, and one of them said, "Hey guys, how was everybody's weekend?" I'm like, shut up. You know my weekend was. It was the same as your weekend, dummy. It was the same as your weekend, it was the same as last weekend. It's gonna be the same as next weekend. Alright, I think I'm liking where this is going. I like this kind of spare look. I like the shape of those rocks, they're more interesting. I like the little patches of blue. It kind of gives you the feeling of a surface direction change without being too specific about the actual shape. Like, I don't know how I'd 3D model this. But it gives you this feeling, I think. It gives you the essence. So some of these dark patches need to be adjusted because the shapes of those, these are supposed to be shadows, and the shapes of those shadows don't feel right. This one in particular, this one, and this one in particular don't feel right to me. Let's see what we're going to do about this guy. This one I feel like should be cut off right there. Maybe even like that. Maybe more like that. Alright, let's do some cracks. Let's look that up. Shang Tsung MK. I don't know any of those words. Oh shit. Okay, I mean, I'll take it. This is Mortal Kombat 11. You're talking about Mortal Kombat 1, right? Uh-oh. Was it this guy? Or this guy? Or this guy? Oh boy. Here, let me take off the headphones. Yeah, it's getting there. I haven't had a proper haircut since... Well, my wife cut my hair a little bit. Just cleaned it up a little bit in like July. And I think before that I had a haircut in like maybe May? June? Anyway. I don't plan on cutting it anytime soon. Yeah, this will be me. Watch, in June, this is how I'm going to start my stream right here. Oh no, epic quote. Oh, hold on. I gotta switch this.
Your brother's soul is mine. You will be next.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat, right? Unless you live in Australia. You know what I found out is we were watching this show. There's a show in the U.S. called Name That Tune. It's a remake of the original Name That Tune. And they have a live studio audience. And I was like, how the fuck are they doing that? Sorry for the swearing. How are they doing that? And I looked it up. They flew the show to Australia to film it. So they fly in the contestants, they flew in everybody, and then they had a live studio audience of Australians in the show. I was like, you guys just gotta rub it in our faces, don't you? I know we're not good enough to have nice things here in America, but you gotta rub it in our face. Oh, cracks. I wanted to add some cracks. Let's see. Yeah. Mortal Kombat. I'm liking that. I'm finally liking it. All right, we're on to something. We're on to something, ladies and gents. I like it. And so it matches the color scheme, but the highlights are pretty minimal. So it still feels to me like a background prop. Right? It's got mostly the same color palette. I'm going to stick to this color palette. This dark gray and this dark gray as the main colors in every prop. And then use highlights from the current biome. That's the way to go. And then these rocks have a much different character than the old rocks. But, you know, they're still rocks. I still identify as rocks with them. These are cratered. These don't have craters. These were formed differently. We're in a different world. I'm digging it. Let's fly through some. Getting those rotation artifacts, which are okay. They add some character too. They're interesting. Yeah. Oh, I like these. I like them. All right. So a couple of things, minor things, I think. I don't like some of the shapes. This shape is maybe okay, but it needs something. It looks a little blank here, so first let's try just erasing it. No, I don't like that. All right, let's try changing the shape a little bit. And here as well, just a bit. Okay. Anybody watch the new Ghibli movie, Earwig and the Witch? I watched it last night. We have HBO. And I'll tell you, I was expecting a Ghibli movie. And I'm not sure what I got. I fell asleep. And I woke up when everybody shouted, "That was the end?" It was not good. I didn't like it. It was directed by his son. So, you know, whatever that means. But I've been reading some reviews of it. Like, I was like, I didn't like it. Am I wrong? Am I wrong that I didn't like it? Like, did I miss something important? So I was reading some reviews to make sure I'm not going crazy. And yeah, just about everybody else, all the critical reviews were like, eh. So, a little disappointing. I was hoping for a nice, I was hoping for a new Kiki's Delivery Service or something. But that's not what it is. That's not what we got. I don't know. How old is Hayao anyway? Like a million years old? Maybe once his son gets to the right age, he'll find his feet or something, I don't know. That looks better. So like take this area here, right? It looks like just a kind of a flat area. But if I add a thingy here, now your mind can kind of fill in and imagine that there's a plateau or something there, something facing the light. right there. Just with a couple blobs of color. And I can even put like a dark shadow underneath it a little bit to help, you know, sell the illusion a little. All right, let's see. Let's see how that looks. Hey, Javi. Do I have a favorite Ghibli movie? I don't know. I love almost all of them. I love Totoro. My Neighbor Totoro is a beautiful movie. And I feel like Earwig and the Witch was kind of trying to go for a Totoro feel. Because in My Neighbor Totoro, nothing happened. The whole movie. It's about two kids. They move into a new house, and then one of them gets lost one day, and then they get found. But the kid wasn't really lost. And the mom was sick. Maybe. She was in the hospital because she was sick or whatever, but she got better. It was fine. Like, she just was in the hospital for a couple days. The dad wasn't worried about it. He was going to work and stuff. You know, she had the flu or pneumonia or something. No big deal. Like, nothing happened in that movie. But, I mean, there was some drama, right? They found the shoe near the pond, and it's like, did the kid drown? Everybody was worried. There was a search. The whole village was searching. And there was magical elements, right? Lots of magic. So I kind of feel like Earwig and the Witch was kind of going for that feel of like a movie where nothing happens, but there's some magic in it. But we ended up with a movie where nothing happened. But right from the beginning, there was the promise of something amazing happened. It starts out with a chase. There's a chase, and there's a witch saying she's being chased by 12 other witches. And I'll be back. She says that. And then nothing happens. It was disappointing. So I love Totoro. I love Kiki's Delivery Service. I've watched them both over and over again. Kiki's Delivery Service is also kind of another movie where almost nothing happens. You know, but it is fantastical, and a 13-year-old kid going off on her own to some weird city. That's weird. Weird and cool, and it just, they're both so charming. I also loved Howl's Moving Castle. Now that movie, a lot of stuff happened. That was a crazy dark movie. But a love story, really. And a redemption story, and I loved it. And what's another one? Another one of my favorites is Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. Just amazing world that they're living in. Yeah, just everything about that world is cool and weird and alien. And Nausicaa is a badass. It's a lot like, it's very similar to, oh god, what's the one where, with the giant wolves, and the guy gets banished from his village because he's got a curse. Shoot, I can't remember the name of it. But I love that one too. I don't have a favorite. I also really like Ponyo. Ponyo is beautiful. You know what, honestly, I was looking forward to in this movie, this Earwig and the Witch movie, was some beautiful animation of food being prepared and eaten. And there was food prepared and eaten, but the 3D animation in this movie was just terrible. It was not good. Just flat out, it was bad 3D animation. And the food did not look good. That was a big disappointment. I like these rocks. What do you guys think? What do you think of these crazy rocks? I think I'm sold on these rocks. He digs. Oh yeah, Princess Mononoke. That's the one. That is also kind of a badass movie. Lots of action, adventure, violence. Nausicaa the Valley Wind. Lots of action, adventure, violence. Totally different feel from Totoro or Kiki's Delivery Service or Ponyo, in which there is, you know, very little or a completely different kind of action anyway. I love them all. Yeah, if you've got HBO, all the Ghibli movies are on there. They have the exclusive streaming rights from Ghibli. So if you wanted to stream them all online, you just sign up for HBO. This isn't an HBO commercial. I'm not getting any money from HBO. But I think you can sign up for a free trial, watch them all, and then unsubscribe. A 14-day trial or 7-day trial, whatever, is more than enough time to watch them all. You know what else they have is HBO has The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. I think that's the name of the movie. Which is a cuckoo movie. Not Ghibli, but kind of like with the same kind of similar vibe to a Ghibli movie in that there's a lot of magic and weirdness going on, kind of overlaid on top of the real world. And this girl discovers it in one night that seems to last forever. And it's a love story, and it's a wacky, multiple love story, actually. And it's just a cuckoo, funny, awesome movie. I highly recommend it. All right, now I'm just playing around. I like these rocks. I'm happy with these rocks. So one thing I can do is I can reset the rotation for all these things. See how they look with their standard rotation. Yeah, see, that fixes all the little artifacts. I wonder if there's a way I can snap the rotation to certain values to make them look better. Maybe whole degrees, or maybe 15-degree snaps or something like that. I'll have to experiment with that. But you see, I've got the cracks, I've got the crevices, I've got these dark shadows which look like holes or deep areas. I've got the highlights which look like the sun shining on something or ice growing on it or something. It's kind of a sharp, angular shape, different from the other ones which match these asteroids that I've got going on. And your imagination can kind of fill in the blanks here. I think I'm happy with those. I think they're done. So one more thing I need to do is in the editor, it needs an icon. So my icons have a similar issue where all the icons are in the same color theme as well. They're actually even less though. They have 2 colors. Some of them have 3. Let's see. Yeah. So I've got this dark gray, the black, and this red. So what I'll do is I need to make an ice rock icon, and it needs to be kind of angular. Like this, right? Fill in all this because we don't want the rounded shapes. I want them to be the hard angular shapes. just like the actual thing. Something like that. And then I want the highlight, and the highlight's going to be pretty minimal. But it's going to be enough to differentiate it from the other rocks in the editor. And let's see how that looks. Oh, Spirited Away was a great one too. I love Spirited Away. That one might be the best one. Visual quality, story, everything about that movie was perfect. But I think my heart is going to stay with My Neighbor Totoro. Where'd my rock go? Ice rock, icon, editor icons. Oh, that's why. Aha, see? So I've got a regular rock, and I've got an ice rock. So one of the things I need to do next is, this menu is getting too big, right? The toolbar is too big. It's too tall, it's getting too hard to find stuff, and especially once I start adding this ice stuff, I'm gonna have ice rocks, ice plants, I'm gonna have ice enemies. So what I need to do is implement, I've got my lasers and buttons, right? Those can all go in a group. Maybe all of this stuff, crates, crate platforms, buttons, lasers, and rotating lasers can all go in a group, right? And I'll click a button and they would kind of fly out here into a submenu. And same with the enemies, and they would fly out. Maybe it would be red enemies and ice enemies as two separate menus, and regular props and ice props. Or maybe it's all the red stuff here and then all the blue stuff here, and each one has enemies, props, you know, other enemies, props, utility buildings. I don't know what you call this stuff. I don't need to name it, I just need to group them. But have the, you know, group 1, group 2, group 3 for the red stuff, group 1, group 2, group 3 for the blue stuff. And then as I add more biomes, or maybe I just have like an enemy button, and then it pops up a window and you see all the different kinds of enemies you can add, and you pick one of those. So it'd be 2 clicks. I don't know. Or maybe I have multiple toolbars. Maybe you have the regular toolbar, and then you switch the biome, and the whole toolbar changes to that biome. I'll have to do some research on this and see how other games tackle this problem. I know I'm not the only one to have this problem, where I've just got so much stuff and I'm adding more stuff and I just need more room. So I need to reorganize this. Maybe even this toolbar isn't the right way to go, but I kind of like it because it reminds me of Photoshop. You know, it's like a Photoshop toolbar and you're kind of drawing with this stuff. And you know, I got my brushes, and I've got my eraser. I want it to feel like a drawing tool. So this whole dock thing with properties, you know, drawing tools and other things you can place in the world, I kind of like this design. And I don't mind, like, if you're building a world, I don't mind if you have the red world but you want some ice rocks in it. That's fine. Go nuts, man. I'm not going to enforce having one type of biome you can do whatever you want. Be as aesthetically weird as you feel like. I love weird. So you'll be able to create levels like this if you want. Or you can create levels with only blue stuff if you want. Totally up to you. I don't see any reason to limit people to one thing or another. You could even do things like this. Why not? Get goofy and creative. How come I can't rotate you? That's kind of cool. Oh. How do I overcome procrastination? You're assuming that I do. I do not overcome procrastination. Procrastination beats me a lot. There's a couple of techniques I use though, right? I do make steady progress, so I'm not going to say I don't beat it. Sometimes I do. So a couple of things. One thing is I have my to-do list. Oh, let's move this here. I was talking to some friends the other night, just as an aside, and I was talking to some other friends last night. We were talking about our project planning, project organization methods, and we mostly use Trello, and we all have different sorts of columns here. One of the guys was talking about the Moscow method, which is just a funky acronym for things you must do, should do, could do, and won't do. MSCW, Moscow, get it? Mine is kind of like that. I have my list of ideas that I could do. I could do these. Maybe. They're ideas. I have my must here and here. These are my musts. This is the list of things that I've decided I need to get done to release the game. If I do nothing else, if I only do these, I can release the game and be happy. These are my musts. And the only reason I broke this into a separate column is because otherwise it just ends up looking like this, right? And I didn't want... It's just an organization thing. I could make checkboxes here. I could make a bunch of things here, but I wanted to know these are all things that I'm doing for Act 2, and here they are. And then I have in progress, and then the one thing that I added was review, which makes sense to me because I actually do this activity where I'm done with something, right? It's in progress, and then I'm done with it, but I'm not really done with it yet. I'm letting it percolate a little bit. I'm letting it sit, you know? And I'll come back and revisit this in a week. Because at some point, I know this is true, at some point I'm going to look at it and go, ugh, is that really what they look like? I didn't notice that. Let's go change it and fix it. And I'll do some more work on it. And then I'll really be done with it and I'll move it to done. So that's where these two things are right now. So one thing I do is, I write down all the things that I need to do. And I've tagged everything as sort of the different area where it is. So this is a level editor thing. I've got some level editor things I need to do. I've got some marketing I need to do. I have assets I need to create, right? And these are all assets that I'm making. I have some design choices I need to make and maybe design how I'm going to do this kind of thing. I've got bugs I need to fix, So, so to fight procrastination, one thing I found is, you kind of get bored of doing the same thing over and over again. Like if all I did was fix bugs, I would get bored. And one of the benefits of being a solo game developer is I get to choose what I work on. So if I'm bored of bugs, I can work on something else, right? So that keeps things fresh. So sometimes I'll just do pure programming. I just need to solve some programming problem. Maybe it's a bug, maybe it's a design problem. I don't know. Maybe I'm making something new, but I do some programming, and that's fun. And then if I get tired of the programming, I know I have some things I need to draw. I can draw some plants, I can draw some walls, or maybe it's sound. Maybe it's a sound asset. Maybe I need to go and make some music or something. And I can switch back and forth. Maybe I just need to set up, do a chore or make a new logo for my store page. You know, that's kind of boring, but it mixes it up, right? So I can choose when to do some boring stuff and then mix it in with some funner stuff so I don't get burnt out on any one thing. That's one way to fight the procrastination. Another way is just to schedule some time where you have to work on the game. And it doesn't have to be often. It doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be super long. But it might, I mean, take for example, just say you did it 1 hour a day. If you just set aside 1 hour a day and say, I'm going to sit down and do one of these things, and you don't have to finish it, but just say you're going to start it. You can kind of build that into a habit, right? And like I said, it doesn't have to be, maybe it's only an hour a week. Maybe it's an hour a month. Whatever it is, as long as you're making some progress on it, even a tiny, tiny amount, eventually you'll finish it. Another thing that helps for me to do this stuff is to stream it. Like, I've committed to doing a stream every Saturday. And this is what I do on the stream. And it, you know, just by coming on the stream, I'm like, well, I have to do something. So I'll just pick something and work on it. And today it was ice crystal rocks. And you saw like a lot of it wasn't very fun. But it finally turned out nice. And we got to talk about Studio Ghibli movies. And you know, right now I'm in a pretty good mood. I'm happy. Some days I'm not feeling it, you know, and I just go, you know what, not today. At some point there is a level of discipline you have to have. Like, you just have to force yourself to start sometimes. And I don't like doing that either. It's sort of like overcoming that momentum of not doing things. And forcing yourself to do something is pretty unpleasant. But without fail, I find that once I start doing it, the feeling of me wanting to not do it just disappears. You know, after a half hour, an hour or so. And then I'm doing it, and then I want to work on it some more. And even if I only set aside an hour to work on it, I end up doing 2-3 hours, whatever. I mean, there's no silver bullet. It's going to be different for different people. But organizing your work, being able to go to your list and say, you know what, here's all the things I need to do. I can pick any one of these. Doesn't even matter which one. I can pick any one of these and just start working on it. And I'll be making progress on the game. And then just try and chip away at it. Slacks with the gift again. In case you guys didn't know, Slacks is the most generous person in the world, and he gives gift subscriptions to lots and lots of people. And thank you, my friend. So look at this. This is where we started, right? Which actually, now that I'm looking at it again, I think it looks pretty dope, actually. Let's save that. Let's save that. We'll call this round. We'll call this pointy. The only reason I didn't go with this one initially is because I wanted something with a different feel from the old rocks. And these are very round. And I didn't just want to go, oh look, it's the same exact rocks as in the first biome, but now they have a little blue stuff on them. Plus, I didn't like this mouth thing in the But I ended up with something that looks pretty much the same as where I started initially after going through all of this work. Well, I mean, you can't see it, but I went through all that work you saw to end up pretty much back where I started. This has too many colors. And the problem with this one was when you flew over it, you kind of lost the ship a little bit because these big areas of color were too much and they were too similar to the ship, so the ship would kind of disappear. So this solves the problem, and I like this look, and it's a completely different shape, which I like. But I don't know. I'm going to keep that as a layer here in the A-Spray file just in case. That's my icon, and I think I need to erase some of these. It's too much. I want the icons to really be kind of hinting at what it is, not in your face about what it is, you know? Alright, so there's the regular rocks, there's the ice rocks. They look like they belong in the same universe, but different areas. They feel like, yeah, they feel good. Drawing's always so hard for me. All right, let's commit some stuff. We changed my test scene, messing around. We added it to the editor. All right. And we added the art and the script and the scene. We fooled around with the transparent ice shader, but I didn't like it, so I'm just gonna throw it away. I don't need it. It took me 5 minutes to make it. It would take me 5 minutes to make it again if I want. There's the A sprite. Here's the P. Oh, that was the icon, and this is the actual texture. And then what is this? Oh, this is my hidden walls thing. I didn't check this in before. Yeah, let's just throw it in there. Ice rocks added. Ice rock props to the ice world biome. Ice world. What do I call it? Ice world. Let's just call it that. Yeah. Again, the reason I'm so careful about what I'm typing in here is because this becomes part of the official change log, and I don't want to have to rewrite it later, so. Yeah. Oh, man. All right. And then I can go to my old Discord. And my script already posts automatically to the change log. See that? And then I can just drop in a picture. Game props. Textures. Thusly. All right. I'm feeling good about that. How do you guys feel about a raid? I don't know if there's anybody to raid, but let's look.
up and hit you in the head with an anvil, bro. That shit was just perfect timing.
All right.
We have been able to create.
Oh, too noisy. God, I hate the ads. Come on with the ad already. Be done. Well, I'm not seeing anybody to raid. I don't follow too many people on Twitch. Oh, you know what we can do? Let's browse the game dev channel. Anybody have any suggestions or know anybody? Amiga 500. Minecraft. Twitch app in React. Or Minecraft. Making a game about the void. Look at this guy. Oh, he looks interesting. We should raid that guy. All right, I'm already too tired of dealing with this. I'm so lazy. Thank you very much for stopping by, everybody. I'm gonna call it a day. I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. Enjoy it if you can. And I will see you guys next Saturday for sure, maybe sooner. I do want to do some more game streaming. Like I've been playing Caves of Cud and Hive Time a bit lately. So, you know, subscribe, follow, do the notification bell, whatever. And thank you very much. Thank you. And we will, you know, I'll see you again soon. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good one.